All right, welcome into episode 23 of Rhymer on the Road. Ann and Scott, we continue to thank you for following along with us on this journey. We continue to be amazed by this country and the scenery and the people, and all of it has been quite amazing, and we're glad that you're following along with us. We are currently in Estes Park, Colorado.
Right, outside of Rocky Mountain National Park.
And we can't wait to share all of that with you in episode 24. But before we get to that, we're going to have episode 23 and a bunch of guests with us, which we're excited to share. But as we do each episode, we let you know where we're going moving forward so that you may provide us some tips on what to do. We've been getting some good tips for here in Colorado, so I hope that continues. So Ann, where is our next destination?
We are heading to Salt Lake City area.
All right, the Great Salt Lake in Utah.
Yes.
Mormon country. Looking forward to that. I've been to Salt Lake City. You have not.
I have not.
But this one's a little bit of a mystery to us. It's we're excited about it, but certainly will benefit from some feedback if you will do that. So you can drop it in the comments here on YouTube. You can go to Facebook and drop the comments, or Rhymer on the Road, right?
Right, on Instagram.
Yep. And again, you can get all the sneak peek stuff there as well. And you'll see some of our Rocky Mountain National Park experience where we saw snow.
Yeah.
Yes, for the first time on this trip. But for now, we welcomed in two of our favorite people to join us in episode 23. It was a little bit of Yellowstone and a whole lot of Grand Teton National Park. Roll the tape.
It's hot.
There they are! Hello.
Water or Gatorade?
Do you need a water or Gatorade is the question.
Do not.
Neither?
No, I want a water.
Oh, you want a water?
Yeah.
Who wants water? Does she have a Tylenol too? Or ibuprofen?
We got ibuprofen.
That's fine. Yeah, you probably did turn on. Oh my god.
Now, both our special guests, Abby and Megan, came in specifically to do Grand Tetons, but they got here early enough to where we had one day in Yellowstone where you could take them, Ann, as the tour guide, kind of in a whirlwind, hit the high notes of Yellowstone while I took the rig down to Grand Teton. So you guys were able to show, Abby and Megan a nice little Cliff Notes version of what Yellowstone's all about.
We did. We hit the highlights. We hit Lake Yellowstone. We hit some of the mud pots. We hit Hayden Valley. We did the Grand Canyon of the Yellowstone. Saw the upper falls, lower falls. And we did obviously the scenic route of the loop road, and we hit waterfalls, and of course ended up at Grand Prismatic, and of course I think it's the upper basin where you have Old Faithful and the other geysers, and I think that's where we kind of ended it, and then we kind of finished the lower loop and headed back into Grand Teton.
Yeah, it was super pretty. Good time, good memories. Finding our parking spot, that's all I'll say.
Oh, that's right. I forgot
good
about
memories there. So it's an overall very, very pretty.
Now, when I envisioned Yellowstone, especially with Megan and probably with Abby, I thought they both would just eat up the Grand Canyon of the Yellowstone.
All right, what do y'all think about Artist Point?
It's pretty. It's the best one we've seen so far.
Yeah,
Best spot.
it's beautiful. It is beautiful.
All right, it's about 6:30 in the morning. We are chasing sunrises at the Grand Tetons. Starting to get some light on the Grand Tetons. I'm gonna head down here. The girls have made their way down to the Snake River here to try to get a good photo and video from down by the water. You see it down there? Starting to look good. All right, Snake River down below us here. It's 6:45 in the morning, and you can see as far as the eye can see that way, as far as the eye can see this way, are amateurs and professional photographers who are here to try to capture sunrise on the Grand Tetons. Crazy, the number of people up. 6:45. You can see the why. The sun hadn't hit them yet. Still about 15 minutes away. The girls are down below here on the Snake River. And you can see people standing on top of their cars. This whole parking lot ahead of us is full. So this is obviously the thing to do. And it's understandable why. Beautiful. Now that the sun is hitting the Tetons, you can see that still a lot of people here. It is a show for sure. Beautiful.
Okay, a very, I thought, enjoyable excursion while we were in Grand Teton was to go into Teton Village, which by itself is a cute little place to kind of explore, which we did a little bit of. But our primary focus in going into Teton Village was to take the gondola from JacksonHole Ski Resort up to the top of the mountain for the overlooks. You know, Ann and I love a gondola ride, and so the gondola ride up from Teton Village up JacksonHole Resort is beautiful. It's fun to do. Great overlooks of the JacksonHole Valley area. But when you get to the top, you get another little surprise, Corbett's Cabin, which is, I guess, a restaurant and a bar. It has other stuff to it, but what it's known for is waffles. Now, pro tip, you got to get there before 4 o'clock. Thanks to the Cobbs, and specifically Ethan, who told us you got to get up there before 4 o'clock to get the waffles. But the waffles are awesome up top, so it's a great diversion when you get up there to get a little food and drink in you before you head out to some of the overlooks. It's a little pricey to get up on the gondola. All gondolas are expensive, it seems like. It's the way they generate money in the summertime. Of course, in the wintertime, this gondola is feeding people up to go skiing in the JacksonHole Resort area. But in the summer, it's worth it because the views are great and the waffles are great. We enjoyed that as well. There really is no question that the star of Grand Tetons National Park are the views of the Grand Tetons. Established back in 1929 to protect the Teton Range and the JacksonHole Valley, Grand Teton National Park has a relatively small footprint. The park's most prominent feature is the 13,775-foot Grand Teton Peak, and it's a popular destination for mountaineering and hiking. Grand Teton is known for its dramatic jagged peaks, alpine lakes, diverse wildlife such as bears and moose, and its proximity to Yellowstone National Park. The Teton Range is a relatively young mountain range sculpted by glaciers and composed from ancient rock. It's unique in looks because there are no foothills that gradually climb you up to the Teton peaks. The Tetons rise straight up from the JacksonHole Valley. You can get views from the Tetons in a variety of ways. You can drive through the Teton Park Road. This gives you up-close views of the Tetons. Or you can take Highway 191, which is a bit further away from the Tetons, but gives you a contrast in the views with JacksonHole Valley and the Snake River in front of you. We suggest that you take both routes as they both offer great views and different looks at the Tetons. The Highway 191 route also takes you through the Mormon Row Historic District, and this is also a must-do if you're in the area.
Adding to the stickers, our special guests. Get it good and straight, yeah. There you go. Thank you very much.
All right, girls. First impressions.
It stank.
It stank. So we're ready. We're going on the 2-hour horseback ride. Yep.
I like the dog.
Great,
Yeah.
There's a great Bernese.
We got our horses. They're getting ready to get us ready.
You should show them the great Bernese.
And then there's a great Bernard over there. Getting some love. So we'll report back.
Yay.
See what y'all think.
Gonna be sore.
I forgot the name of my horse. What's the name of my horse? Oh, no. Alright, this is Abby on Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump is not like me.
Forrest Gump. Megan. Stetson?
Toad?
Toad? Toad? The Tetons. Alright, what are y'all thinking so far? Yeah?
Fun.
Fun. Alright, we just finished the trail ride. 2 hours. How we feeling? How was it?
Butt hurts.
Your butt hurts?
And knees.
My knees hurt.
Yeah, it's really my knees.
My knees hurt. But did you like it? Yeah?
Very fun. Mom and mines were fighting the whole time trying to get first place.
Yes. They were. It was a competition. And then-
I was at the back the whole
Yeah.
time.
Abby's was slow. It's like, you know, the one that's got the slow go-kart. That was Abby.
Yeah, but his name was Forrest Gump. They
Forrest
said he
Gump.
Run. He did
Run,
not
Forrest, run.
They're at the end of their seasons tomorrow, so he's probably just done with this. He's tired.
Yeah. It
He's
was
ready to go east.
it was a good run. They're all getting some food now. Now it's time for us to go get some food.
I'm starving.
Now, one of the surprises I had with the Grand Tetons was the JennyLake boat ride / hike and overlooks. I just didn't know anything about this. I think, Megan, you had kind of done some research on this and you had found this. This is kind of I think a must-do in Grand Tetons. Now, let's set the stage. First of all, we took the boat because some of us didn't want to hike the extra, I think it's like 2 miles.
2 miles. So round trip, an extra 4 miles.
Okay.
And it's along the lake, so I think it's very pretty, scenic. They say you can see some wildlife, and it's fairly flat, so I think it's an easy hike. But added 4 miles to, I don't know, we probably did another 4 miles round trip easy.
Okay, so once we were over there, I think the first part of the hike that is on your to-do list is the waterfall, right, Megan? And so tell folks about the waterfall, and then we had a special guest at the waterfall, right?
We did. The waterfall, just a good, nice little waterfall in the mountains. Nothing too crazy, but still super nice spot to hit along on your route to Inspiration
It's just like
Point.
a real quick,
Yeah.
I don't know, 100 yards off the main.
Not far off, yes.
Off the
Very,
main hike.
very easy to get
Easy
to.
to get to.
Yeah. And then while we were viewing the waterfall, we had some other hiker notice that there was a moose laying up above. So we were able to walk up there and kind of get a closer look at the moose. First moose we saw, so that was fun.
Getting up to the next stop takes a little bit of work. It's not long in terms of mileage and all that kind of stuff, but it is vertical, and that is to
Inspiration Points.
And it is inspirational. You're overlooking JennyLake from the Tetons. So you're in the Tetons looking back down upon JennyLake and JacksonHole area. You got to have a little bit of endurance to get up there, right?
Yeah, it was. We were losing our breath a little bit. It was a little much.
Yep, we stopped a few times. You just take our time, along with others, and but it's worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the views up there were really cool, and that's what probably 80% of the people do when they go over to JennyLake. They do the falls, they go to Inspiration Point, turn around and go back. And I would say that if you can do it, especially if you can handle the elevation change to get to the Inspiration Point, take the next few steps and go as far as you can into
Cascade Canyon.
And we were on, I think the entire hike we took was the Cascade Canyon hike that took you to the waterfall, took you to Inspiration Point, and I think the actual hike is maybe like a 10 miles, which we did not do.
No.
I think maybe we went halfway and then came back. But we got to a beautiful, like you said, where the valley opened up, the canyon opened up, and you had mountains on either side of you. It was beautiful, and with the river going right alongside you as well.
Got right to the valley where we were going to eat. It's very pretty, got a river down here, and then we got rained on and a little bit of sleet, Megan says. So we found refuge to some degree here under the trees. We'll finish our lunch, bundle up because it's dropped about 10 degrees it feels like, and head back the other way. right, there you go. Episode 23, Grand Teton National Park. Aside from having Megan and Abby with us, which I know is probably your favorite part of the whole thing.
It was. And to give it, so people who don't know, Megan is our daughter and Abby is our niece.
Yep. And so their experience and kind of whetting their appetite for this area. Megan loves to travel. Abby does too, I think. And Abby even mentioned after the whole trip was over that she wants to come back, maybe during skiing season in the Jackson area.
Tetons.
Yeah, so that's what it's all about for us, is planting a seed, whether it's with you guys on YouTube or whether it's with our family, to travel and go see America. So aside from those two being here and being with us, which was awesome, your thoughts on Grand Teton? I think probably the thing that stands out to me that I think you might also say is visually it's popping.
It is. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. And I have to say, I kind of think it might have jumped to the top for me. It was just, I think I love the mountains and the view, the rivers, the animals, the hikes, the water. It just had it all for me. And then it had the cute little town of Jackson, Wyoming, that had shops and restaurants, and I could have spent more time there.
Yeah, and not to mention Teton Village, which was cute too. I mean, and I can only imagine for those that love skiing, we're not big skiers. We can do a little bit, but not what we saw there.
Yeah.
But for a skier, it's kind of a paradise, I would think.
It definitely has the views for sure.
I think also what makes Grand Teton so awesome is that there are no foothills around it, really. It's just a flat valley. That's JacksonHole, and the mountains, which reach up over 12,000 feet, just jump right out at you. That's what makes it so beautiful.
So, yes, it just stands out. And, of course, we've been to Germany, and we've seen the Alps and Austria, Switzerland, and to me, even though they're maybe not quite as impressive as the European Alps,
in the same ballpark.
It was in the same ballpark. And the sunrises, sunsets, beautiful locations. And it's a very easy park to navigate, I think. There's just kind of two main, sort of like a loop almost, two main roads that kind of go through it with some little side roads that go off. But it just hit all the spots for me.
And as we said in episode 22 when we were reviewing the second part of Yellowstone, you're close enough to Yellowstone to where if you've got 6 or 7 days, you can do them both. It's very doable from a travel standpoint. So
just split your time.
Yeah, I would encourage that. The only other thing I'd like to add, and I didn't mention this in the video audio, was when we took the JennyLake boat into the Tetons, and I just had no idea that the inside of the Tetons, once you start hiking, how beautiful that was. I mean, the Tetons themselves are just huge rock mountains, but once you get in there, there's valley, there's forest. It was really a big surprise to me.
It was. And, we only did the one hike. I mean, there were many other ones that we would have done. We had one day where the rain kind of got us a little bit, slowed us down. But if we had more time, absolutely, I would have gone back and done some more hiking.
All right, so we stayed a little bit north of the national park of Grand Tetons National Park at headwaters at Flag Ranch Campground. It's situated in a way, if you wanted to, you probably could bounce back from Yellowstone to Tetons if you wanted to, but it wasn't close really to either. I mean, in some respects, we had to drive a little ways. It was probably our first mistake. Not that the campground was a mistake. We had a great experience at the campground, a great restaurant right across the street where we ate dinner.
And a gas station and a little store. I mean, so very convenient with that. And the sites were fine. And it was something that you would do on recreation.gov where you would book it. But as Scott was alluding to, we kind of missed our cutoff, and I can't even remember what it was, maybe 6 months.
Yeah, it's 6 months.
To reserve one of the campgrounds in the Tetons. And we missed it. It was full, and I put a little... I asked for it to let me know if anybody canceled, and nobody canceled.
I think I was in Culture Bay area.
Yeah,
that's right, and which would have knocked about 20 minutes or so off of our drive each day going into the national park. So if you were going to go do Yellowstone and Grand Teton National Park and you only wanted to stay in one place, the Flag Ranch area would have been a good place where you could get to both of them, although both of them still would have been a little bit of a drive.
It would have been. And, you know, it still wasn't a bad drive because, like I said, 20, 25 minutes closer in is where we would have stayed. So, you know, when you're driving through the national parks, 20, 25 minutes is nothing. And it was a beautiful drive.
And we didn't have the experience, but both Abby and Megan flew in and out of Jackson. Very easy. Small airport. I mean, it was easy peasy. And it's right there, maybe 15 minutes outside of the city of Jackson, but right in the middle of the Tetons.
Yeah. So very convenient place to fly in and out of.
Yep. So there you go, episode 23 in the books, Grand Teton National Park. You heard it from Ann. It may have moved to the top of her list. I'm trying not to rank them, but it was...
I think it did for me.
Yeah, it was spectacular. I totally agree with that. We look forward in episode 24 to sharing Rocky Mountain National Park and Estes Park. We had a special guest here as well for that, so we'll be sharing that in episode 24. And again, give that feedback to us for Salt Lake City, Utah area and the Great Salt Lake. We definitely want to do that. Rymer on the Road on Instagram, via email, RhymerOnTheRoad@gmail, and of course right here in the comments at YouTube or Facebook.
Yep.
That's a wrap. It's episode 23 in the books. And Scott, thanks for following us along. And don't forget, do it today.